Hey all, this is Redditosker. Let's have a chat today, let's have a heart-to-heart. This channel of mine has really only been around for about 2 years. It'll be 2 years this month, actually. And before I started this channel, I had never engaged or interacted with anything related to the Game Awards or E3 or any of that kind of stuff. I only started paying attention to it thanks to this channel. And since I started paying attention to it, I have heard multiple times a very common opinion. And that's that the Game Awards are rigged. Or if they're not rigged, that there's bad incentives for the people that are giving these awards, or at the very least, that the panel of judges is out of touch with the broader gaming community, or that people in their positions tend to have bad taste. And because the Game Awards use a blended vote, with judges having 90% of the input and players' votes counting for about 10%, that this tended to skew the Game Awards and Game Award-like things in an unfortunate direction. Now, I've never had a strong opinion on this viewpoint, and I still don't. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not true. Doesn't matter. What matters is that this argument has a presumption that if players' votes were worth more than they are, then the awards would be more likely to go to high-quality games than they are currently. And I no longer agree with that premise. I think that premise is wrong. Take a look at this. This is the Player's Voice Award. Unlike every other award, this one is not a blended vote between a panel of judges and the audience. No, this is a purely player-voted award. So everybody's vote is worth exactly the same. This award went through several rounds to get to these finalists. Let me show you what, at the time of recording, each finalist's position is and how many votes they've received. At number 5, we have Stray, with 1% of the vote. At number 4 is God of War Ragnarok, with 5% of the vote. At number 3 is Elden Ring, with a measly 9% of the vote. At number 2 is Sonic Frontiers, with 30% of the vote. And at number 1 is Genshin Impact, with 55% of the vote. Genshin Impact has so many votes that it has more votes than every other game combined. If Elden Ring and God of War and Stray all decided to try and not let Genshin Impact win, and all voted for Sonic Frontiers, it still would not be enough, and Sonic Frontiers would still lose. Which is quite amazing. Now, I've heard from people in my comment section that one of the reasons this might be happening is because Genshin Impact bribes their players. But I don't think that's exactly true. I don't play Genshin Impact, but people that do play it tell me that it's more like there's a tacit understanding amongst the player base that if Genshin does win, they will likely get in-game currency. So no formal announcement was ever made by the game. Actually, the funny thing about this situation is that Sonic Frontiers was winning this vote, actually, by quite a lot. They were winning by so much that they were bragging on social media all over the place. And this caught the attention of the Genshin Impact community that up until that point might not have cared so much. You can see the comment of this Genshin player saying that they don't really care about the in-game currency. They voted because they were motivated by the Sonic art. Anyway, my point is, I don't ever want to hear from people that the Game Awards were rigged and that the people that are running the panels have bad taste. Because maybe they are out of touch and maybe they do have bad taste. Maybe they are bribed. Maybe they are motivated by bad incentives. But at least with them in charge, we're not going to get Genshin Impact as Game of the Year. When you give the power to the people and let democracy take its course, this is what you get. This is what you get. Even if you think that Genshin Impact cheated and there was a, implied bribe, that wouldn't really matter because you just demonstrate how easily the democratic system can be rigged in this context. You get Elden Ring losing to a gacha game. We had our opportunity, the experiment was run, and my conclusion is that the people that run the Game Awards could not possibly make a worse choice than the kinds of results we're seeing now. I say we leave it in their capable hands. Unless, of course, Elden Ring doesn't win Game of the Year, in which case the whole thing is totally rigged, and voted on by people that couldn't get past Margit. Anyway, that's the end of this video. I've been trying lately to do more casual, unscripted videos. Like the last one, the Raya Lucaria video. That was clearly a bit, though I think maybe it didn't land for everybody. Some people took it more seriously than I intended. But it got surprisingly high views, so I think I'm just going to keep doing this until the Elden Ring DLC gets announced, or some other big game that I'm really interested in catches my attention and I shift focus to that. Let me know what you think, tell me if you enjoy these videos. Please unsubscribe, especially if you're a Genshin Impact or Sonic fan. And as always, thank you very much for listening.